Okay, so we're going to get the E83 X3 today. It's in St. Louis, about an hour away. We got the tires and wheels from the silver car with us. We're going to maybe try to get those put on today. It depends on what the time looks like. We're going to my friend Jeff's house. I'll pick him up, and he got new tires on his SUV. He got to put them on this morning, just like mine. So we'll cord out of the screen. We'll see how that looks and be on our way. Well, let's see how we look here. It looks good, but they are the factory size. Let me get out and see. There we go, looks pretty good. I was just telling Jeff, it looks like, I mean, the lugs are slightly smaller because they're not as big, but overall looks pretty good. He said they ride pretty smooth. Okay, let's go on to St. Louis. Okay, so here we have it on the trailer. I didn't shoot any video picking up. Just got it on here. It's Misfire cylinder 2, and this was the M54, so I just have the older engine in it, and you can see it's pretty facelift because it's still got plastic bumpers and stuff on it, but that's cool. I mean, overall it's a pretty good looking car. So we're gonna get it fixed up for the guy. Got the sport seats in it, sport steering wheel too, I think, and there's some general maintenance. Like I said, Misfire cylinder 2, and coolant leak, coolant drip. Just kind of check everything over in general and get it cured up for him. Okay, so next day we made it back with the X3. It's, I don't know, it was supposed to be nice today. It's raining and wind's blowing. It's freaking nasty. I'm not gonna be able to face those doors. I don't know if I showed you guys this or not. The place is kind of a construction zone still. So I had the doors, jump around the mud, had the doors all framed out. We're just gonna do a bifold, so I have a handle for each side. I have double hinges. I might go ahead and buy another set and have 3 hinges. And these would be faced with that redwood, and they'll swing out. So I know they're not gonna operate absolutely perfect, and no matter what you do with wood, it's gonna sag slightly when you open them, but they're 5 foot wide, so it's a 10-foot door and 8 foot tall. Really not that big of doors. Wanting to do that today, it's just not gonna happen. It's raining. I mean, how are you gonna do it in the rain? Misting. It's like damn Washington State up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing off. This thing has, like I said, cylinder 2 Misfire, and he says he has a time cert on the spark plug on that one. That should be interesting. Coolant drips. Just need to go drive it and see what the deal is. So let's get her off and we'll be right back. Okay, so first impressions on this X3. Shannon, buddy, you really kept this thing up pretty nice. I mean, overall, it's way above average. Usually people just ruin these things and throw them away, but nothing's tore up on it. Nothing's dented up on it. And the wheels stayed nice. Plastic's nice. I don't know, man. Might be the nicest one I've seen in quite a while. So moving on, we check the power steering fluid. It has what looks to be a mix. I don't know if it's even a mix. I think it's just Chevy power steering fluid, and it's really low. So we'll definitely have to address that. That's super freaking easy though. So we pulled the radiator cap off, and he said this is probably the issue, or some of the issue. It's missing the little ring on top. It's actually broken off of there. So that'll make it leak on the highway. Looking at everything, the hose has been on there for a while. The clamps are actually rusted. You can see some seepage going on around that one, but look at how ballooned out that top hose is, and probably never been replaced. The bottom one's got grease and stuff on it. This thing still has what some people would call the engine diaper, which is the plastic skid plate on the front that catches all the oil and catches all the coolant. I call it the blow your engine up cover. Usually that's what it's good for. So Shannon has the blue coolant in this thing. That's not really necessary, but we'll ask him if he wants to keep going with that, since we're going to lose all of it, or if he wants to change over to green. That's totally up to him. He said there was a slight oil leak, and it had misfire on cylinder 2. When I picked it up, it was misfiring on cylinder 2, but now it is not. So it's probably going to be something with the coil pack or spark plug. something like that. If there's any kind of compression issue, then it would not be running like it is right now. Okay, and there's no ABS light on, so this can't be a real BMW. That's something to be desired there. So our check engine light is going to be our cylinder 2 Misfire. We have our MaxoDiag. This is an MD808. I've been using this scanner a lot. A company sent this to me. I'll put a link in the description. I'll put it on my Amazon store. How about that? And you guys can buy it if you want. It's not cheap. I'm wanting to say it was over $200. That's why I use the Creator C310 a lot, because it's only like 50 bucks with everything. That's with the round adapter and everything. But this one is a little easier to use, and it does you a few more things, but then some things it don't, the Creator does. So what we're doing right now, ABS fault. This has an auto scan. This is going to scan every computer in the whole car, right from the get-go. So we have an airbag fault, but we have no airbag light. It's flashing. I think it's only because it's doing the scan of it. So let's see what I got here. So engine. Yeah, Misfire cylinder 2. So let's go ahead and erase that. Even though he said you just replaced the coil packs in it, I don't remember how long ago. He said within the last year. I got a suspicion it's probably a coil pack. And let's see if that's, yeah, okay, so that cleared and passed. Let's check our ABS codes. Steering angle sensor not present. Transmission control limp home operation. Ruh-roh. Or the last time the transmission fluid was changed in this thing. Those are all questions I'll have to ask him. No message instrument cluster. Okay. If he had a dead battery, this could... No message transfer case. Not present. Engine management. This is probably a dead battery situation here. Let's clear it and see what comes back. Oh. I haven't even seen that code before. Error rejected. Let's try it again. Clear that time. Yep, cleared and passed. Okay. Our airbag, let's see what it says. So a car that appears fine does have a story to tell. And these could be passcodes too, since the lights aren't on anymore. And let's go to read that. Power supply. So he definitely had a dead battery situation. Let's go ahead and erase that too. And let's see if that clears and passes. It does clear and pass. Engine DME, everything's passed on that. So I think we're good at this point. Let's give her the old turn off and restart. And see what comes back. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and auto scan again, and it'll go through all that again. DME pass, transmission control. Takes a while. Pass. So this has a 6 HP, the ZF box, the way it looks, according to this. Transmission passed. Airbag. This could be the one whether it passed or not. Usually the airbag resets after a turn. Number 2 looks fine. It's slightly discolored. It stinks like hell. Usually the smell is the determining factor of whether things are going awry inside these packs. Going to pull them all. We'll check for oil. Jesus. That one's dry. Let's keep number 2 separate. Yeah, see, these don't stink. Number 2 stunk like burnt wires. That one's okay. So far, everything's dry. Number 5 looks good. Ooh, stinky though. And number 6 looks good. So the only thing I've seen different with number 2 is it stinks. Real terrible. So let's pull number 2 spark plug out and see what's happening here. Okay, so of course I walked away from the camera for 3 seconds and the wind slammed it to the ground. It's pretty sweet. Still working, I guess. Now here's where it gets weird. He said he had a time start, I believe, in cylinder 2, which is the one that's misfiring. Wind, you better not even blow that camera back over. I don't know if I were to use this or impact to remove this. Using a ratchet, it's probably going to turn the start with it, but maybe not. It doesn't feel like it. Well, we don't know until we take it out. But it was properly tight. It wasn't over tight or under tightened. Hold on to you guys here for a second. It's a little bit carboned up. I don't think it's, there don't seem to be anything wrong with the plug. It's got a good quality plug in it, good NGK. I don't see any wear at all on the bottom of the electrode where it meets the top. So I think your plugs are okay, Shannon. I don't see any issue with them. Put that back in. So yeah, let me reassemble this, and I don't know, we might, let's go and compression test it. Might as well. Let's see. Lucky for us, it's starting to rain again. Sweet. That can stay there. Put that back on. No coil packs in it. Let's move you guys a little bit, maybe out of the wind. I hear it picking up. Let's crank it real quick and hope you don't fall over. Oh yeah, we're good. About pretty much 160. Okay, so real quick, company called Works Inc. You can see right there. Sent me some of this lube, and this is a thicker lube. Sent me 4 packs of it, and this stuff is like, me show you here. It's thicker, almost like a Vaseline type substance, and it's a lubricant for cars. And this is for door hinges, for your hood latches, and stuff like that. So we'll be trying this out. It's been sitting here on the workbench. Totally forgot about it. Had so much other crap going on. I'll put a link in the description to these guys, and I used it a few times already. I actually like it. Use it on the door latches, and I'm sorry, on the hood latches, and just anything you can get to that you don't require a spray lubricant. I think they have spray lubricants also. They just didn't send me that. I don't know for sure. I'll put a link in the description. Like I said, if they have Amazon affiliate or they're selling on Amazon, I'll put that on my Amazon store too for you guys to go and purchase that. But it's definitely a really high grade lubricant. They have really good reviews on this, so go check them out, guys. They gave us this stuff, helps the channel out. Yeah. So, okay, let's go drive this X3. A couple things I learned right off the bat. Scanner light is not a 6 HP 19. It is the GM 5-speed box. That's cool, no problem. There's definitely something going on in the rear end. It could be a tire, it could be, I don't know if you might be able to hear it. It could be a tire, it could be a wheel bearing. I'm trying to get somewhere there's not somebody behind me. I need to swerve left and right and see. You can probably hear it. It's like gear drive timing chain. Can't be wheel bearing. Well, it could be wheel bearing and something else. I don't know. That's almost got to be drive shaft related or differential. I'll have to do a little research and see. Hopefully for Shannon's sake it's not, but it almost sounds like drive shaft carrier bearing, but it doesn't have the slop. Like the bearing's getting loud, but not ripped from the rubber yet. I don't know. Let's go back to the house. It's getting louder. Hear that? I guess as it's warming up, it's getting louder. I don't know, Shannon. Could be something in the rear end or front end too. Usually transfer case has slop in it. When you change gears, it'll bang. Really loud, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we're scanning right now. We're gonna see if everything stayed away. Right now we're looking at we'll want to do upper and lower radiator lines. We'll want to do the expansion tank, a new cap, of course, because it's broken. The thermostat, it looks old. I don't know how old it is. You just don't know with that kind of stuff. If you're gonna pull both lines off of it, you might as well do that too while you're there. We'll talk to him to see what he wants to do about that. The whining noise, we're gonna have to do a little research on it. And if we can't figure anything out by that, we're going to have to get it jacked up in the air on 4 jack stands and run it. And hopefully we can tell where that noise is coming from. That noise, it's not engine speed related, it is speed related only. You can pop it up in neutral when you're going. It doesn't change the pitch of that whine. That doesn't sound good. Okay, so here's the scan. Everything checked out good. There was no engine misfire at all on number 2. I did take the number 2 coil pack out and put it in number 1. So that way we can see what's going on. If we start getting misfire number 1 now, we know. But there was no misfire as of right now at all. All that seems fine. I'm going to call him. This video will be to be continued. And there'll be a few videos come out in the next couple days on this thing. And hard telling what else. That's it, guys. I'm cutting this off. It's getting too long. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. We'll see ya.